And welcome back to the Basil Breen Boombox. I'm here with Emily B, aka the missing Spice Girl. Is
I love that.
okay. I was a little bit worried. I was like, it's because it's just like the British and then the kind of dance music stuff. I was like, you're like the Spice Girl that's just not in the band.
He's got it. He's got it. You've got me
Yeah,
in one
I've
there.
got you just. Well, yeah. So she's a dance music artist. Yeah. From the UK. I got in touch with her thanks to Rob McLeod, and we're here now, alive on the internet, and we're going to see how it goes. So I always kind of start off basically going back to the beginnings of Emily B, to how she got started in music, and how did you come to be here on the Basil Breen Boombox from when you were born to now, the whole story.
Oh my
So how did
god.
you basically? Yeah.
How did it start? Oh god, I don't want to bore everyone. How did it start?
Shut up, you'll be fine.
Well, it started a long time ago. Once upon a time, there was a little girl and she learned to play piano and saxophone and
Oh.
music technology at school, which led on to doing music technology at college. And I got into writing my own songs and recording myself at home in my home bedroom. Oh, in fact, here we go. Proof. That is me. I think I was
Oh.
16 or 17, and I've got an Atari and a little 4-track recorder there. I don't know if you can see it, but
Oh
you know,
my goodness.
showing my age there a bit, of my first computer, writing music and recording music in my bedroom. And there you go.
Wow.
So I did that. Went to Royal College of Music and Drama in Cardiff, and I did diploma in music tech. And then I started working in some recording studios in London. Worked at the famous Red Bus recording studios, ran by Elliot Cohen. They had all the cool 80s bands used to go there, and I made tea for Mungo Jerry in the summertime. Da, 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 da. I met him.
Wow. That's a
And
claim to fame.
Petula Clark as well, who's also one of my heroines. um, so
Yeah.
after that, what happened? Oh yeah, more studios as studio assistants, and then I set up my own recording studio called the Sound Cube in Watford, and recorded lots of kids' birthday parties. Some celebrity kids came, including Tony Blackburn. His daughter came and he came along, and also Nicholas Lyndhurst, who was Rodney, his son. I had famous
Wow.
schools from London come in to record, and I used to teach them a little dance routine and make them a CD and a DVD with their picture on the front, and it was fun but hard work.
Yes.
And that's how it all started.
That's the story until now.
Yeah.
That's it. So interesting. So that picture, because I seen that picture online. It's a Nataro, or what's the name of this
Atari.
machine?
An Atari
Oh,
ST.
Atari.
Yeah. Old
So
school.
what did music production look like back in that time?
Well, that was software I used on there was called Notator, and it's all MIDI based. You couldn't record audio on it.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see the. It's probably going to be too small to see the little notes.
Yes.
There you go. But I loved it. I loved using that. It was really, really good fun, really easy. Yes, but it was all MIDI. So recording audio wasn't as easy. You had to record it. I could record it on a 4-track cassette recorder thing. And then obviously it's not as easy to edit because you have to rewind and delete and chop it into,
Yes.
really.
So, so for people out there that don't understand what MIDI is, like how would you describe MIDI?
Best way MIDI is the communication from an electronic keyboard to a computer. It tells it what notes, and then the computer
Yes.
translates the notes or whatever it is and plays it back to you on.
Yes. So you can basically tell the computer play this note at this time, and it's such a powerful kind of mechanism because it means that you can play virtual instruments in a way, and then you can have them perfectly timed, so they always play perfect in a kind of strange way. But yeah, so MIDI's very it's kind of very powerful. But so what kind of so when you were writing in MIDI, what instruments were available on the notator software?
Yeah, there was quite. You had quite a good range. Definitely. Oh, I mean, it's hard to remember back. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You had the general like bass, piano, keyboard, strings, synths, basic synth sounds.
Yes.
Drum, like kick drums and snare and hi hats. It's just the kind of basics.
Yeah.
Not as much choice as we have now, obviously.
Yes.
Millions and millions of different sounds you can get.
Yes, I've been thinking about this for a while. Because with music production, I always get kind of bogged down in the choice paradox, or
It's almost too much.
like so
choice
I'm trying.
now.
Yes, yes, and I think I'm trying to actually set up constraints now. Like I can only use, not that I just think for music production that always like not knowing what to do next or just having too much choice.
Yeah.
It just means that I never take the next step in a way.
I
I have get a loop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do agree with that. I think some of my earlier songs that I wrote were actually better than some of my newer stuff because I was more focused on the actual song, on the structure and the emotions, rather than messing about trying to find a good kick drum or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, like just
too much choice.
100%.
It gets in the
Yes.
way sometimes of the important stuff. When you
Yes. So even so what I'm trying to do is even with the music theory side of the stuff, I'm trying to limit myself to like just because I'm learning the piano, so I'm learning about a year and a bit in, but I've just so one thing that I'm trying to hack my way towards getting quicker, like better, faster, whatever at it, stronger, the whole thing at the piano. So one thing is if I just learn the key of C, right, and all the white notes and all the kind of the three kind of major chord shapes like and inversions, and then the seventh chord shapes and inversions, and then I can just transpose the key on my computer if I need to change it to a different key. So I don't have to learn the black keys, right? Because if I focus just on that, like my music, I'm not going to be doing key changes or any extravagant kind of stuff, I don't think anyway. I just want to keep it simple. So to kind of create them constraints where I can only in my head I'm like, okay, if I can only imagine there was in the whole world you could only use like major, minor and major seventh and minor seventh chords. Like what would your music look like? And then just like start trying to simplify it that way. And then another thing I thought of recently, because if I made synth pop, for example, just kick the drum pattern's kind of taken care of. The main drum pattern, just like kick, snare, snare, kick, snare. So I don't have to worry about coming up with elaborate. It's already done. That's already done, right? So then that's like, so trying to set up the constraints, so I can, like, because there's people out there that have created great music with like very little stuff, and like it doesn't have to be. Music can be. It just has to sound good.
Exactly. It has to sound good, and it has to make a striking emotion in people, and they need to, they need to get the vibe, don't they? And it doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You just need to just relax and go with it.
Yeah. Yes.
Sometimes it
Yeah,
doesn't
because I'm
work
always thinking.
well, and I get bored and ruin it by doing other things. But yeah,
Yes.
okay.
So how do you think about like music production? Because I know right now, I think with your last song, one of your last songs anyway, it was more like you provided the vocals, and then you had a producer who did all the other stuff on it. Is that right?
Yeah, I use lots of producers to do all the music production now because I focused so long on doing top lines for people, um, like
Mm.
many years that I kind of got out of the practice of producing my own music. And because I came from the pop side of things, now I'm doing more dancey stuff. I find it harder to do dance production like
Mm.
drum and bass. I know I can write the tunes and the top lines, but actual doing the production is harder for me because I'm from pop. And doing house
Interesting.
music, which you think is easy, it is quite easy to produce, but I'm not very good at doing all the fancy, like, well, the most important bits, which are the drops, the like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Do or whatever.
I haven't got the right samples. I haven't built my library up.
Yeah,
I'm still, because I've spent so long just doing top lines for people and doing vocal production. So I
yeah,
really want to do more actual music production. I keep thinking about it recently, but oh my gosh, I just can't fit it in. It's hours and hours. It's not like
yes.
"Right, I'm just going to be a music producer now.
No,
You
you
have
can't.
hours and hours and hours, sort of practicing all these
Yes.
skills and learning new things and watching YouTube videos and stuff so I can get up to scratch with it again. But I can't fit
Yeah.
that in as well as doing all my other million things. I don't know if you know what
Yes.
the new thing is that I started
Oh,
this.
the new thing. It was the sax, perhaps.
No, oh no, saxophone's old.
No, you
Um,
had the sax already, but I think you were picking it back up, maybe.
well, yeah, I kind of was thinking about that, but my new thing. Because it kind of goes along with the new thing. I haven't even told anyone on my social media pages this yet, but I am learning to DJ, and I have got my decks, and I've been practicing for I've only been
Oh,
learning
well.
since beginning of March. So
Interesting.
it's very early days yet, but I'm like working very hard trying to DJ.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So, I want to get into the DJ stuff, because I recently kind of looked into that myself a little bit, but just on that term top line, just in case anybody's listening, like what the fuck does top line mean? What is a top line?
Top line, yeah, I don't really like saying that anyway. Well, it's basically you're writing the main melody line of the dance track and all the lyrics and providing the actual song, not the music.
Yes.
And whatever. And I do all of that, but I record it all myself and I add all the harmonies,
Yes.
write all the lyrics, and I edit all the vocals and sometimes even tune them and do all the effects and everything as well and send
Yeah.
them all over so that the producers should just mix it in. Done.
Yeah. Because I think language is really useful when you have terms like, even though when I hear top line, I know, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but having that in your head when you're producing, having just terms like top line, bass, drops, like they're all terms, but it helps you think about music. Without the words, you can't think about it in a kind of weird
You
way.
know what, as
As,
well, I
to
have
it,
absolutely no idea how music producers just produce the backing tracks. That is
yeah.
alien to me because I'm like,
Yes.
but you're making a song. How does it not have how can you not want to make a melody? And you've just got the literally.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm like, but that's the best bit. It's the best bit. It's the most exciting
Yeah.
melody. I love it. It's like that's.
I'm the same. I find it's easier to cut. You can come up with a melody. You can't, because you can. This is actually interesting. You can't sing a chord on your own. You know what I mean? You can only sing. You can create a melody on your own.
Yeah, that's so true.
So the melody is like something that, yeah, I go for melody first. So I'm trying to figure out how everything comes out of the melody then in a weird way. Like, is there a way, like an algorithm, that for this melody, this obviously you can get the chords from the melody, and then the bass line comes from the chords, let's say, and then the drum groove. Maybe I don't know where the drum groove comes from, but
something has got to
there's all these ways. Yeah.
Music to make the melody.
Yes.
If a producer sends me a track and it's got really boring chord sequence, I can't write anything to it. That's it. Done. I can't do it.
Yeah, it has to feel. Yeah, you have to feel it, and
fuzzy, excited feeling, tingling of like, oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna. I better write something good to this. These are good chords.
Yes. So there's this really cool tool I've used when I've been. Usually I have a song that I want to write, but there's times where I don't have anything that I'm really passionate about. So I'll use this it's called like a chord generator. It's called chord, and you can just generate random 4 chord sequences, right? So you generate it, you listen to it, and you try come up with something, and then if then you're just like, no, that's not good, and then one comes along where you come up with a cool melody, and then you're like, oh, this is great, I got it right, these are the chords, and then so I've used that as a way to kind of come up with cool melodies, because imagine you put all this time into music production, but it's based on these chords, and then the chords, you find out that the chords weren't good for a melody. I think you need to start with the melody has to come very early. Like, if the melody doesn't feel good, then what's the point?
I know, exactly. That's how I feel. I just I don't know how they can just write the music without the melody. I have no idea. How can that?
Yeah, but we need each other. Everyone needs like to make the whole. But I want to get back to the DJing thing, because for a while I knew there was more to DJing than just like hitting a button and letting things play. But I started just going down on, because there's this guy, is his name Richie Horton, techno DJ, but he has this real elaborate setup. Even Armin van Buuren, his setup for his DJ stuff, it's outrageous. Like, when you look at I watched a few YouTube videos of them breaking down their setup. So obviously they have like 8 tracks, let's say. They can bring in little little drum loops that they've like one shots. They have loads of cool stuff, but there's also the thing about, right, so this is my understanding of DJing, right? Because I'm like, okay, what makes a good DJ? So the first is the set list selection, the taste. Your musical taste is what really defines a good DJ, let's say, right? And that musical taste defines good songwriters, good everything, because it's your taste really. But with a set list, it's like you're creating the best playlist, right? First and foremost, that you think is good, and then the transitions between the songs. That's so important, and there's loads of techniques for doing them transitions. Like, I'm not really that savvy, but imagine you just like you filter all the frequencies. So it's like,
yeah.
Like, it's hard to explain to non-musical people what I mean, but like there's all these techniques for DJing. So anyway, so yeah, what have you found on the rabbit hole?
Oh my god, I'm going to get rinsed for saying this, but it's really hard. I thought, yeah, it's great, I've got my decks, I'm just going to get going on this. It takes hours and hours and hours. You can't just get your playlist, you've got your favourite tracks, and go, wham, bringing in each one after one, because it doesn't work. First of all,
yes,
be sort of similar BPMs, which is the tempo for people who don't know.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can't just bring in any old thing one after the other, because the keys won't match and then it will sound horrendous.
Yes.
So then you have to make sure you are playing something that's in the same key or similar key or key that matches the key that you've just been playing. The software helps with that. Actually, it's very clever.
Yeah.
And what else? Then you've got the problem of, for instance, my dad wants me to play at his 70th birthday party in July, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Something to aim for, and
Yes.
now I've got that goal. But he's given me loads of pop tracks, ranging from 60s to up to 2023. So we've got things like oh gosh, I can't speak. Some really slower things like there's Joni Mitchell tracks. There's Rolling Stones, and then you've got 80s stuff like Word Up, Cameo, and they're all completely different tempos, ranging from like 96 up to 165, and you've got to mix them all.
Wow.
You've got to do special tricks of trying to jump up without people knowing or realising.
Yeah.
From one tempo to the other. It's much harder than people think. There's quite a lot involved. It's taking me hours, but now I've done quite a bit of practice. I'm getting used to. I'm getting
Yes.
but I'm not. I'm just complete beginner because I've never used decks before ever in my life. I am really annoyed with myself that I didn't start this earlier. I wish I had done this when I was a teenager, like some of my friends.
We all wish that for everything.
Ridiculous. Instead, I should have been DJing.
Yeah. Well, there's only so like again, but it's never too late to start something. I love that that you're just like, I'm just gonna get decks now.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's brilliant.
I just feel so strange compared to other people who are my age.
Well, this is the story. This is what people need to hear. They need to hear that you can just pick up decks. You can just pick up anything, anytime that you want, because all that stuff like age or all these limitations, they don't actually exist. All you are is a human being experiencing this one life that you've got. Like, why not pick up a pair of decks if you can afford it and you're interested in it? Like some people, like I only started learning piano in the last year. There's stuff that I'm gonna start in like 5 years that I'm gonna be a beginner at, and I'm just gonna keep trying things, but while I'm alive, and that's what we need to sample the great palette of this existence while we're here.
So true. Well said, Basil. I completely agree with that. I keep saying all the time, I want an adventurous life. I don't want to be sat 9 till 5, working, eat, sleep, work, sleep, get 2 weeks holiday a year, that's it. I want to have fun. My fun is doing music. If I can DJ and if I could get some gigs, paid gigs, even better. If not, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's not about the money for me with the music, but it's just about going out and doing what you love and having freedom to do that. And my absolute goal, this is gonna happen. My dream and my goal is I want to be DJing on the beach in a tropical island somewhere within the next, I don't know how many years. I don't know how long it would take to get there, but
yeah,
let's say 2 years. That's quite true.
Yeah, but you see, like you're already building up you've already reputation in music in some domain, let's say. So like because you're building reputation in one particular strand of the musical tree, that'll carry over into the other musical stuff that you do. So all you have to do is put the time in. Like that's the only thing that's stopping you, really.
I know.
But, like,
frustrated about how long it takes. You're practicing. I love doing it, but it's like I want to be able to do it now. I want to be perfect. I'm perfect.
I know.
I don't like it that I can't just do it. I get really angry with myself, and because I want it to be really, really good. Because you see all these videos, you go through Instagram, and you're like, oh wow, they're so good. They're all these DJs, and you're like, oh
Yes.
God, I need to be that good. Obviously, it takes a lot.
Yes. It just takes a lot of practice, but then when you get to that place where you're able to do that that thing that you're after, it's just like you just be like, oh, you'll take for granted that it was hard. You'll just be like, oh, because I can do it now. But
Yeah.
it's so funny during the process. It's like, oh, but I always think, all right, let's say I'm trying something on the piano, right, and I'm like, oh, this is hard now, but like one day I'm just going to be able to just move, let's say, between chords so easily, and I won't even have to think about it. So that kind of drives me on, where I'm just thinking, oh yeah, it's hard now, but when I get it, I'll get it and I have it forever, in a way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's real powerful, actually.
That's you've got a really
Uh,
good positive think. You know, you're really good at positive thinking. I hope that is so good because I'm not as good as that as you because I do get very frustrated with myself and I get cross and then I feel like, oh rubbish, I can't do this.
mm,
I'll have a day when I'm angry and won't do it because I think, oh, what's the point? But then I need to
yes, it
meditation.
becomes very overwhelming. Like, and yeah, like it's all. I'm not always able to put a super positive spin. Sometimes, like you're saying, I just get overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I want to do, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd love to just be the best, like piano player slash music producer slash singer slash looper slash comedian like slash podcaster. I'd love to be the like the best version that I could be of them things. You know what I mean? But it's like I'll never achieve like the super Basil Breen that's out there like on top of the mountain, but I'm gonna move closer. Uh, but it's the overwhelm. Like you have to kind of pick and choose where you put your time because
Oh
you
yeah.
only have so much time in the day. So it's great that even with the so just on with the DJ stuff because it's interesting. The keys of the songs. You can't just like play one song that's in a drastically different key. So what are so obviously if the song is in the same key, that's an easy transition. But like so there's the circle I'm looking at it now of a poster, the circle of fifths. So it's like that
Yeah, I
it's
was
like that
thinking,
circle that shows like
yeah,
oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, you well so
there's
go
a
ahead.
wheel called like a wheel. I've forgotten what it's called. Color wheel. There's a color wheel for the chords, and basically
Yes.
there's this software that you can use, which I have downloaded to help me, and you put your songs into it, and then it tells you what number they are, what color they are, in terms of relation to each
The
key.
distance between each other, let's say.
I'd have to show you it. I haven't got a picture of it here to
So
explain it better.
I'll try explain it a little. I'll try explain a little bit, right? So, um, in the key of C, right, that's all the white keys, on a piano, and then, and when I say all the white keys, I mean in one octave, like just so like there's only real seven keys. That's seven notes, right? So, but the closest, well, one of the closest keys to that is G, because the only different key is there's one black key, so instead of an F, it's an F sharp in G. So that's only one note different than C. So you'll say that they're closely related. And another bit as well is that G is the fifth of C for all you music nerds out there. So that's an even better relationship,
Yeah,
apparently, anyway. So there are closer, the keys can be closer or further apart than each other.
and but also actually saying that sometimes it doesn't matter, um, and you can get away with
Oh,
doing something that's completely the wrong key, but it just sounds really cool. Or if you've got a bit of the track, which is what I've been doing actually, I found if you've got a bit of a track and it's got not that much instrumentation in it and mainly just beat, and you can loop the beat and then you can bring in your other track even if it's a different key, so it doesn't matter because you only got
oh,
you obviously you beat match the new track coming in. You don't bring in too much instrumentation or too much. You don't bring in the bass, so you haven't got two beats blasting out at once, and you
yeah.
just bring in that melody over the top of the first beat, and it sounds really cool. And then you gradually fade out the first song and bring in the next one, or you can just go wham, bring in the second one. With all these,
Wow.
well, these are all the little things I'm learning anyway. It's
Yeah.
much more involved than I realised. But I can do it, and it's not just doing dance music. Obviously, I want to be able to do, like, even if I could go out and do 80s nights down a pub somewhere.
Oh, yes.
I'd rather do that as a job than what I'm doing now.
Yeah, because you're going out and then listening, to, enjoying the music that you like as well.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful thing. But yeah, it's just so interesting because people would look at DJ and actually just on that point, I notice, let's say a lot of dance tracks, they'll have like the first minute will basically be kind of just drums, simple like a drum, just the drum pattern with little noises, and then it starts kicking in, and then it fades out. No, it doesn't fade out, but the last bit is also just like the basics. It's like stripped down.
It's so that you can beat match.
Yes.
Next track coming in, and they're extended mixes. Whereas the radio, like pop tracks, are mainly radio mixes, which are quite hard to mix in because they come wham straight in with the vocals.
Yeah.
You've got no time to beat match, so you have to use different tricks to deal with.
Yes.
That. So
and then that would also help.
The hard way, trying to do pop for my dad. When the house stuff,
Jesus.
it's easier to do because obviously it's just 4 to the floor beats.
Yeah, it's made for that.
Like 1 2 8.
But then also what you described as well, moving between songs that might be different keys. At the beginning and ending of like the extended mixes, there's less like musical information in a way.
Yeah.
So it's
that's easier, yeah. But you might not want to. The other thing is you don't really want to go all the way through the track right to the end. You have to sort of. Obviously, I haven't done it in front of a crowd yet, but this is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Watch the crowd, and they might get bored. You know, you might want to bring in a track halfway through or 2/3 of the way through the first song. So you need to learn where the best points are to drop the new track in or to slowly fade it in or whatever. So you have to know the tracks, the songs so well beforehand. I mean, I'm sure loads of DJs are so good and they can just go in, they haven't prepared their set beforehand, they haven't queued up all their tracks beforehand, and they can just go wham, pick as they on the fly and mix, and that's fantastic, and I hope that I can get to that point one day, but right now no, because actually I forgot to say as well, you've got to queue up, you've got to put cue points, beginning and ends of all of your tracks that you want to play before. It takes ages to go through them all, but in a way it's quite good because you're learning what the track's doing when the drop quieter bits are, when the busy bits are, when it's got a vocal, when it isn't, and you can put little cue points of when the vocal comes in, so you don't mix the other vocal on top of the first vocal. And, that's a no.
So the song. Oh well. So the cue points help you, figure out the different, and it's actually good from just a music kind of appreciation and theory standpoint, where the cue points, you're kind of understanding the structures of the songs in a little bit, in a way.
Yeah, you've got to learn about the phases, different phrases of the tracks, and where is good to stop, where is good to bring in the next one. As I said, I've learned not to put vocals over vocals. Sometimes it might work, but that's a general rule.
Yeah, that just feels, that'll just be, especially it's just harder to make them. You'd have to get them. They'd have to be very similar, if not the same key or a similar key, and they'd have to complement each other well. Do you ever see these guys? I love the. Forget him, but I think his name was MK. But he had a few songs out years ago, and he'd cut up like Lana Del Rey's voice, and it'd be like little bits, ba 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 boop boop ba 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 ba. But like it's like he cut the vocal and just put it on a piano and just started playing little bits of it. I just thought it was.
Yeah, I love that sound. High Contrast does that. That's one of the my drum and bass heroes. He does that as well.
Ah, yes.
I want to do that. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, I know. Like just chopping it, like.
Yeah, and just playing it. I really want to do it. Oh, that's going to be my next project.
Oh, shut up. I shouldn't be giving you any more. But just on, so yeah, you're obviously just delving into this new DJing thing. So what kind of musical projects like do you have in the pipeline or that you're working on that you're able to talk about?
Well, first of all, this Friday, I don't know when you're bringing this podcast out, but this Friday, which is the
It mightn't be what day? Put the date on it.
24th of April, I've got a
24th of April.
EP is out. It's a drum and bass EP, so that's the first thing. There's 5 tracks on it. It's with a drum and bass label called Dub Stomp to Bass, who were the first label I released with 10 years ago, and we're re-releasing some remixes of, and it's actually the first track I ever released with them 10 years ago, called Patronised. I'm re-releasing on Friday again.
Wow.
Remix version. Anyway, they're very big, filthy, bassy tracks, so if you like that stuff, then that's for you. It's called Up All Night. And then after that, what am I doing in May? May, I'm releasing a house tune called We Should Be Together. And then after that, I have got, hopefully in June, a very exciting, big, massive surprise, which I can't say.
Yes.
I really want to tell you, but I can't tell you yet.
No. Wait till the time will come.
Already, Rob may have told you already, but don't say.
I think he's been hinting. I don't want to say. I won't say it either, but he has hinted at something.
Something really, really cool happened, and
yes,
something really, really cool happened in March, and it's all going to be revealed hopefully in June. But who knows?
Yes.
With the music industry, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Happen at all. Sorry, it makes me crazy. And then
we'll get there.
Oh God.
And then, that'll be interesting. Waiting for June. I don't want to get too into that in case you spill the beans accidentally. But and then, just on the radio show hosting, how did that come about? Because you host your own radio show.
Yes. Oh yeah, Ocean City Radio. Yeah, I just wrote to them and said, "Can I have a show, please?"
Shut up. Really?
Would you like me to be a presenter? Thanks. Yeah, it's brilliant. And they said, brilliant. We need someone to do. You could do Friday night. And I said, cool. Let's do it. It's a big commitment, a weekly show, an hour, because you've got to fill that every week with new things. But I am disappointed with how it's going at the moment, because I'm not doing what I wanted to do with it, because I don't have enough time. It takes hours. What I want to do is do loads of quirky little features in it and have other people doing silly bits in it about the weather. Oh, I don't know. I've got all these ideas, but actually getting it all together is really, really hard for because I just don't have the hours in a week to do it.
Yes.
Doing everything, other music stuff, and working, and being a mum, and lots of other stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's hard, and I hope that I can find a way of doing some of the things, some of my ideas, but also I need a team. I need a little team helping me. And
yes.
Trying to get people to do things, and especially trying to get people to do things for free, even if they're your friends, is impossible.
Yeah.
Because people are a complete nightmare, and I'm just like,
yes. It's hard. That there needs to be if there needs to be kind of some sort of incentive for people to really do anything. Like, you have to kind of it has to be like quid pro quo, or you scratch my back, I scratch yours, or there has to be maybe. But getting to do something on a radio show, that seems like a cool incentive for music people, maybe.
Well, that's what you'd think, wouldn't it? But flaky.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard.
flaky people. I've had 20 years, Basil, of flaky people. And now I have a
Yes.
naughty list. I have a long naughty list of people who people keep getting added on, but they don't get taken off.
Yes.
I sound
Well,
very harsh, but I've had, I've
no,
had
no.
with it.
I agree with this 100%. I
I've
had an experience where it wasn't even music related, but I had I had a meeting planned. This is just a recent enough example, but I planned to meet with this guy who was in the country. Who said, "Oh yeah, I'll meet up," right? And then I texted him that morning, and then he was like, "Oh, sorry, I ended up sleeping." It was some terrible excuse, right? And I was like, "Okay." I give people the benefit of the doubt once. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As
Yeah.
in, like, okay, everyone gets a free like one time where it's like, okay, yeah, they've messed up. But then the second time, like a few days later, we rescheduled. I was waiting for us again. I was texting the whole like waiting, trying to get a reply the whole morning. Then it's just like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it again. And once it happened the second time, that's when I was like, oh, all right, you're gone now. You're on that naughty list, and you're never gonna waste any more of my time, ever again. Because it's like them kind of people. Like you don't want to just reduce your interactions with them, and because they're like, and this was our first proper interactions. Like you know what I mean? It wasn't like I knew him or anything. So like he's setting the bar. You know what I mean? So I totally get that.
Yeah, and to be honest, those people who do it and do it once will continue to do it to you. So you give them a chance, and a second chance, maybe even a third chance, thinking, no, they won't do it again, and they will, and they do.
I know.
Keep doing it, and I'm
I
not
know.
anymore because it's so annoying, and that's why they go on the naughty list now, and they stay there on Emily B's naughty list. So some
Yes.
people, if you get on my naughty list,
It's over.
shame on you.
But yeah, like I've had it. Like you only learn by giving people the benefit of the doubt and getting burned. I mean, I had a friend who I won't get too into it, but this went on for years where I was helping this person financially in a kind of way, and other ways as well. And he was always going to change. He was always going to something. He was always convincing me that his like things were he was gonna be different, and like he just needs this little bit more help. And eventually, like you won't believe how long I went with this, and because he was a real close friend, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to believe. I wanted to believe so badly. And other friends had told me, what are you doing? Like I don't think you should be helping him this much, or because anyway. But it took me a while. It took me then to realize I need to cut off this person now, and thus because his reality was different than my reality. Let's say, and you hear about cutting toxic people from your life, cutting bad people from your life, but it's easier said than done in a way, and it's hard to recognize because we delude ourselves into thinking, oh, this person's actually grand. No, it's not that bad or whatever. But really, it is.
Yeah, you're so right, and I don't want to sound like really unforgiving and harsh, but because it's happened so many times to me now, I'm like, no, you do it once,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it, naughty list. And also in the music industry,
Exactly.
it
Yes.
happened to me, not in life in general, but all the time in the music industry. And this is what I want to say to anyone who is watching, listening, who is a new artist or newish, hadn't had much experience in the music industry. Just expect to no, that's wrong. Don't expect anything from anyone telling you oh, this is great. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to get you on this show. I'm going to I don't know. I'm going to produce this track for you. I'm going to do this, do that, do that. Just expect that it won't happen. And I know that's quite a negative thing to say, but then you won't get let down, and you've got to manage your expectations, because in this industry there are so many people promising things and they're not delivering. And even big people, even higher up people, they do it. It's flakiness, and you just
Yes.
look out for you, and you just gotta. I mean, this is why I like end up doing everything myself nearly now, because I can't rely on anyone.
Yeah.
Really depressing. Sorry, not everybody.
Yes.
There are some wonderful, amazing people in the music industry, and I don't mean to sound completely negative, because it isn't all negative, of course. But unfortunately, I have had rather a lot of bad experiences. So I just wanted to warn everyone: it's not a bed of roses, and you need to just prepare yourself. You're going to get disappointed in this industry, but with all things in life, you learn from it, and you've just got to keep going. Keep going, don't give up, don't give up. And I regret, because I stopped doing music for about, I don't know, 8 years, and that has wasted 8 years of, I could have been a lot further on than I am now.
Wow.
And I shouldn't have stopped, so don't stop, keep going.
Don't stop.
Don't
stop. Just
Just
on this, that's not the Spice Girls. No, yes.
That's
no,
but with I did a pop album with.
Brilliant.
S Club 7. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. So yeah, just on this point, managing expectations. Always manage expectations. Don't ever. First of all, I think the point, what you need to understand is, don't be putting all your eggs in one basket. It's like jobs. It's the same. This principle that you're talking about applies to so many things. Let's say you're applying for a job, and you think the interview went really well, and like, oh, it's so, yes, I have it. And then suddenly, I've had this experience where I thought it went really well, because I'm super optimistic, and I just think, oh, that was brilliant. And then it's like, oh, no, that wasn't good, and then it didn't happen. I've had a lot, and then I tell people, oh, it was so good, that interview, I'm gonna get that, that's definitely have that job. And then so then you realize, oh, hang on, stuff that's out of your control is out of your control, and you can't rely on it. So until the thing actually happens, then that's the only time you can really be like, oh yeah, okay, now I'm happy now with whatever that was. But until then, it's all the speculation, and it's expectation as well. If you expect something of reality, and you want reality to be in a certain way for you to be happy, so you always have to kind of think, like, basically, don't think that reality owes you something. Always have like that expectation of, hang on, all these, especially with the music stuff. Because people are like, you're gonna be a star, like, just come with me, and you can do this, you can do that, and it's so seductive in a way. And so yeah, it's just managing expectations. It's a really good point.
That happened to me in March, and it's the thing that I can't talk about. But something really cool was happening. I got to work with someone really cool, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen, because of normal things get said, and
it's just like, oh yeah, this might happen,
and then it never happens, and then I get disappointed. So this time I was really good gal. I didn't get my expectations high at all, and I just presumed it wasn't going to happen. And then on the 26th of March, something very, very cool happened, and there's a video on my pages on the 26th of March when I'm holding a blue cocktail and I'm saying, the coolest day of my music career just happened, and I'm having a cocktail. And actually, that was like the happiest moment of the year so far for me.
Wow.
I wish I could tell you what it was, but anyway, just to prove.
Yes, but that's yes.
It does happen, people! Yay!
Yes, but that's the time to celebrate.
Yeah.
When it's actually, don't be celebrating beforehand, where you're like, oh, this might happen. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna have
now anything beforehand, really.
Well, look, don't like, from what I'm doing now, I'm just realizing that, oh yeah, I just have to keep like every time I finish something, it's like, all right, what's next? Not because I'm looking for, like, there's not something out there in the future that's gonna make me like fulfilled and happy. What makes me fulfilled and happy is just doing stuff in a way. So I'm always just gonna be doing stuff for the rest of my life, and like whatever happens to that stuff is like gonna be good, or I say it's gonna be mostly good, but there'll be ups and downs. But either way, I'm just gonna have something that I'm gonna be moving towards, and if I can, if as long as I'm doing something, I think I'll always be happy in a way.
Yeah, and being
But
creative and doing what you love. If I'm not
yeah,
doing something
yeah,
creative,
exactly.
if I get really down each week, and then I realise, oh yeah, I haven't been creative this week. I haven't made a video. I haven't recorded a song. I haven't done this, that. Have to do it. Have to do it. I haven't had time to record a new song
Yes.
for weeks. Actually, it's really annoying me. I need to book it in my calendar. Everything else
Oh,
gets
you're hilarious. You're
delayed.
just like me. Your brain is just there's so many stuff. It's so overwhelming sometimes, though, because then when you have so many actions that you can potentially do, eventually sometimes I just do nothing because I've too many, and I'm just like,
Yes.
I'm just like, oh,
Burnt out. I got so burnt out in February. I just had a bit of a breakdown in February. Everything just was too much. I was just doing a million things at once, and then that was it. I didn't do
yeah,
anything for about 2-3 weeks because I was
just
having
recuperating.
anxiety attacks. I was having, it was awful. But I got through that now. My cat
You got
died.
through it now. Oh no. Oh, pet sign is the worst.
Yeah, it was not a great month, February. It was a really horrible month, but we got through, and now it's nearly
But
spring.
now we're in April.
Yeah. Drip, drip.
Well,
drip.
brilliant. So yeah, is there anything that you'd want to, any last messages that you'd like for the audience to potentially hear from Emily B?
Follow my pages, share, try my music.
Follow, share.
No, I love you all. Thank you everyone for all your support, and I'm having a lot of
Yes.
fun, and I hope that I'm not annoying you, and peace out, basically.
Ah, brilliant. Well, yes, we'll tag Emily B in all the stuff where she's taggable, linkable, findable. But I really appreciate just your energy. I really kind of I resonate a lot with it. I could just see a lot of myself in that, like that, just go go go, and you're very positive. I know sometimes you're alluding to kind of downer moments. I just see you as this like beacon of positivity, just shining through, just like, yeah, let's do it. From what I can see, so it's whatever you're portraying. That's the vibe you're giving. So keep vibing.
I will. Thank you. I'm so pleased. That's so nice. Yeah, I sometimes get a
agree.
bit negative with all my stuff, but anyway, yeah. Thank you, Basil.
Yes,
Emily B. Basil.
Emily B.
Woo!
Yeah, Basil B. And we'll catch you in the next one. Okay, brilliant.